The original intention of Natasha is to remove Godswill Akpabio from his seat, whether she say it's temporarily or not temporarily or whatever. Because when you remove Godswill Akpabio from the seat, are you going to bring another Akwa Ibom man to become the Senate president? Are you going to bring another person from the South South to be the Senate president? So this is a fight. This is political fight, and we understand it. But Natasha has failed in this game or in this blackmail against Godswill Akpabio until proven guilty or proven until when there is evidence. But as it stands now, there is no evidence of anything. And why do you wait? Because until when you were punished for disobeying the Senate rules. So anyway, guys, that is the intention. Natasha wants to remove Godswill Akpabio from Senate presidency using sexual harassment. She said it by herself that the intention of writing a petition against Godswill Akpabio, of accusing Godswill Akpabio, was for them to excuse Godswill Akpabio from being the Senate president. If you excuse Godswill Akpabio from being Senate president, who will be the Senate president? Think about it. This is for the first time, after a long time, after 46 years or thereabout, that a South is the Senate president. They are not happy about it. They are not happy that Wike is from the South, the FCT minister, and Senate president is from the South. They are not happy. And therefore, they are trying to raise a standard. This time around, they want to use a woman. And in the name of sexual harassment. Because they know that the subject of sexual harassment, RAPE, or maybe, will I say, family, domestic violence, all those issues are very sensitive issues. So when you use it, it will now become a point where they will now, people will now start talking about it. No, in the case of Godswill Akpabio, this is not correct. You see, Natasha did not do her calculation very well because it is Godswill Akpabio, and you want to use sexual harassment to remove Godswill Akpabio.
March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics.
Can you see the games? Can you see the games? This is a very big lie. Natasha was not suspended because of the sexual petition. No, it's not. Natasha was not suspended because she filed a sexual petition against Akpabio. That is a lie. A big fat lie that we can see, obviously. She was suspended for breaking the Senate rules. Everybody knows that. So can you see the games that she's playing? Can you see the intention? Everywhere she goes, she's talking about what? Sexual petition. Sexual petition. No. She was suspended because she broke the rules. She break the rules or broke the rules, now English, of the Senate, of the Senate. Understand me? So you see the games now. Natasha was suspended for breaking the rules of the Senate, not because of sexual petition. That should be clear. Very, very clear. You see the game now. You see? The truth has been exposed. The truth has been exposed. Natasha. You see, the intention of Natasha is to bring down distinguished Godswill Akpabio, our Senate president, is to bring him down, because that is the obvious reason. He said, in fact, let me start from the beginning. Natasha, Senator Natasha herself said that the reason why she brought the issue of sexual harassment is because she thought that when she bring the issue of sexual harassment, when she accused Senator Godswill Akpabio, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, our Senate president, when she accused Akpabio, that what will happen is that Akpabio will step down. To me, that is the secret, because you can see that the obvious reason is not because maybe sexual harassment and Natasha want justice. No, the intention of Natasha, is to bring down Godswill Akpabio, because she said it by herself. You see, I've been waiting for this moment. Usually I've been listening because I pay attention. As an investigative journalist, I pay attention to every conversation to come to conclusion with facts. I've been telling people about this, that the intention of Natasha is not about sexual harassment, because there is no witness. In fact, the witness in this case, even the husband, which is even very difficult. And now there's no evidence. She has not provided any evidence. Have you seen any evidence? This is a case of somebody saying, just somebody can just say anything against you. And as I mean, somebody just saying, oh, you have done something without any evidence. Okay, because why have you not provided the evidence? It is, in fact, according to law, the burden to provide evidence is on Natasha, and she has not provided any evidence. Even as we have listened and we know, according to several sources, that this case is already in the court. But let me go back so that you understand the point. I want you to get the point. Me, I don't talk too much in different things. The intention of Natasha accusing Godswill Akpabio, our Senate president, is to bring down Godswill Akpabio. She said it. I want you to pay attention. Pay attention to this.
March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics.
Can you see it? Her intention, she went to the IPU to complain that, stating very, very clear and citing very, very clear that her intention was to accuse Godswill Akpabio, and after accusing Godswill Akpabio, she thought that Godswill Akpabio will be brought down. You understand me? Will be excused from being or suspended or being the Senate president, that they will remove him from being the Senate president, so that they can now have a proper investigation to get justice. What does that tell you? That is the problem. That is the case. That is the main thing. Obviously, there's a proof, because after I've seen all the videos, all the comments of people, it's obvious that so many people don't like Godswill Akpabio. I don't really understand. Is it because it's from Akwa Ibom? Or is it because it's from South? All the comments I've seen, mostly the Igbos, they don't like him at all. I understand the case of the Igbos, because the Igbos, they thought that the position of the Senate president is meant for the Igbos. So because he's not an Igbo man who is the Senate president now, the Igbos are not happy. I have seen many comments about that. They cannot deny that fact. Igbos have been angry that why is it not an Igbo man that is the Senate president, since they cannot make it to presidency. So because Igbos have been handling that position, because they like the third. They are like first son, second son, and third son. Okay, no, not son. First child, second child, and third child. In Nigeria, we have first child, second child, and third child. You know what that means? First child is either first child will become president, or second child will become president or vice president, and then third child will become Senate president. But this time around, it did not work that way. So now, it's not first child that is the Senate president. It's not second child that is the Senate president. It's not third child that is president. So the Igbos are so angry that Godswill Akpabio is now the Senate president instead of Igbos becoming Senate president. But that one is obvious. So, and some Nigerians say, oh, they don't like Godswill Akpabio. I don't know their own reason, because media have deceived them. They are all lies. One of the best politicians we have in Nigeria is Godswill Akpabio. But in addition to this, we have seen comments of people, both women, men and women, trying to push Akpabio that, oh, this is injustice. There is no injustice. There is no injustice here. Because it's a hearsay, or somebody just going on the way, just oh, you sexually accuse me or harass me or whatever. Where is the evidence? Provide evidence. There is no evidence. So just because Natasha say, oh, Godswill Akpabio sexually harass her, so because of that, they should remove Senate president. So that they can. So when they remove Senate president, who will be the Senate president? Think about what I'm telling you. I want to bring the point, because I'm not interested in the noise making. There's a lot of evidence that we know what happened. There's a lot of evidence that because Natasha was removed as the chairman of one of the committee that they set up in the Senate, she's not happy about that. So there's a proof that Natasha is not happy because she is no longer the chairman of one of the committees. She was removed, which is normal in the Senate. She's not happy. And in this case, she was exposed how she is not obeying the rules in the Senate. And because of that, there is punishment, there is consequences. Did you notice that she is not talking about the issue that she disobeyed the Senate rules? Go and check it. Even when she went to when she went to is it which TV? Which is it on Wise TV? I call it on Wise because it's a Rise TV on Wise TV. When she went, she's not talking about how she have disobeyed the Senate rules or whatever. She's not talking about when she went to IPU. She's not talking about that. She actually disobeyed the Senate rules, and then therefore, if you disobey the Senate rules, there is consequences. She's not talking about that. She's focusing on sexual harassment because, according to her, her intention is to target Godswill Akpabio. Her intention is to bring down Godswill Akpabio. Her intention is to look for a way to disgrace Godswill Akpabio. I don't know what has happened behind or many other details, but it is obvious that her intention is to bring down Godswill Akpabio, is to remove Godswill Akpabio from being the Senate president because she has said it. I want you to listen again.
March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics.
Can you see? She said that the reason why she accused or wrote a petition against Godswill Akpabio is for her and Godswill Akpabio is to be removed. Is for them to remove Godswill Akpabio from the seat of the Senate presidency. What do you understand about this? There's a consequences. I want to use the opportunity to call on all Nigerians and the South people, the South people of Nigeria, the royal South region of Nigeria to rise up. This is something that affects us. The South region of Nigeria. This is for the first time after a long time, after 46 years or thereabout, that a South is the Senate president. They are not happy about it. They are not happy that Wike is from the South, the FCT minister, and Senate president is from the South. They are not happy. And therefore, they are trying to raise a standard. This time around, they want to use a woman. And in the name of sexual harassment. Because they know that the subject of sexual harassment, RAPE, or maybe, will I say, family, domestic violence, all those issues are very sensitive issues. So when you use it, it will now become a point where they will now, people will now start talking about it. No, in the case of Godswill Akpabio, this is not correct. You see, Natasha did not do her calculation very well because it is Godswill Akpabio, and you want to use sexual harassment to remove Godswill Akpabio. That is the intention. Natasha wants to remove Godswill Akpabio from Senate presidency using sexual harassment. She said it by herself that the intention of writing a petition against Godswill Akpabio, of accusing Godswill Akpabio, was for them to excuse Godswill Akpabio from being the Senate president. If you excuse Godswill Akpabio from being the Senate president, who will be the Senate president? Think about it. That is her intention. Because when you look at the issue of sexual harassment, she is not a newbie in this specialty. Natasha is a specialist in accusing people of sexual harassment or any issues. You understand me? We have recorded the case of Reno Omokri. This is not allegedly. The case of Reno Omokri is not allegedly because Reno Omokri has come out with evidence of how Natasha accused him of sexual harassment. Several other cases, we have learned of how 2 or 3 other men that Natasha has accused them of sexual harassment. So she's not a newbie in this species. She has always been accusing people of sexual harassment. But why now? Why Godswill Akpabio? There is also a proof that this same Natasha has been flirting in the House, in the Senate. There's a video of Natasha flirting in the Senate. Hopefully I can be able to play it. Listen.
Pardon me, Mr. President. I was actually engrossed in a discussion that concerns the Senate with my brother, distinguished Senator Akwashiki.
Distinguished colleagues, she is hereby pardoned that she was engrossed in a discussion with Senator Akwashiki, and so she was no longer with the Senate. So
now, can you see? Okay, somebody will say, okay, this is when things were normal. When she was still happy with Godswill Akpabio. She was flirting. She was flirting in the Senate. This is the evidence. We have seen several other pictures, photos, evidence of how Natasha has traveled to different occasions, different programs, even within and outside of Nigeria with Godswill Akpabio. There has been no case. How come now? And the case that the issue that Natasha is talking about is an issue that happened in 2023. I get it, meaning without evidence, and the husband was there. So my people, I don't understand how somebody will sexually harass you when your husband was there, other people were there. According to the wife of Godswill Akpabio, Udoma, is it Udoma? That's her name. Has come out to clarify that they were event. It was an event. Many people were there. So I don't understand how somebody will sexually harass you by telling you something. How come your mind is so corrupt? Because from the statement that Natasha made or told us about, that the discussion between Godswill Akpabio, there is no word sex in it. It does not suggest anything that has to do with sex. So that tells you the mindset of Natasha, her intention. Because until she provide evidence, everything I'm saying here is pending when she provide evidence. When she provide evidence, I will come out here and reverse my conversation. But there is no evidence. You cannot just say, oh, somebody did this to this when there's no evidence. Your husband was there. Every other person was there. He did not force you. He did not kiss you. He did not peck you. He did not touch you in inappropriate way. He did not romance you. He did not do anything. There is no evidence. There is no video. There is no proof that something this has happened. And this happened in 2023. How come when you disobeyed the Senate rules that you brought up the issue? Oh, you waited until you disobeyed the Senate rule. That is when you brought up the issue of sexual harassment. There is something about it. So even as you went to IPU to go and report a case, first of all, according to the suspension, Natasha, I'm calling the Senate, the Senate, the National Assembly. There was this. You are on suspension, Natasha. You are not supposed to use the word senator. You are not supposed to present yourself as a senator. All those things, but then you still disobey the rules. Remember, you still disobey the rule of suspension. So that is another dimension. Yeah, there must be consequences. Because if there's no consequences, this precedence will be a very bad one for the future. So there must be consequences. I get me now. So the IPU, just like they have said, have you listened to the IPU? The IPU say, okay, we have listened to your own complaint. We need to listen to the other side.
The matter that was raised by our colleague from Nigeria, Senator Natasha, and because all of us heard what she said, not only taking her side, but also giving a chance to listen to the other side, as it is a custom for IPU. And after having listened to the other side, we will take steps as necessary. So I thought it was necessary.
Which is the right thing to do, because when they listen to the other side, they will understand that your suspension is not because of sexual harassment, of accusing Akpabio of sexual harassment, because the case is in the courts and the Senate cannot comment on it. They will understand that your suspension is because you have disobeyed the Senate rules. And you cannot use emotional things or tears to override this one. I get me now. So now, I'm not supporting anything sexual harassment or anything that is not good. But I'm saying you cannot just ordinarily come and accuse somebody of sexual harassment and therefore without any evidence. That is wrong, because we have seen how women and men have taken advantage of the word sexual harassment or domestic violence or RAPE or any other issue. We have seen it. It's a very sensitive topic, and so many people have used it to their own advantage. But this time around, it's not going to work. If at the end of the day, it is found, or Akpabio is found guilty, then he deserves to be punished. But as it stands now, looking at the scenario of the situation, looking at the history of Natasha, who has always been accusing people of sexual harassment, and there's no evidence of what she has said, and looking at the fact that she is retaliating because she was removed as a chairman of one of the committee or committee head or in the Senate and all of that, and that she has disobeyed the Senate rules without being remorseful, then in this there is no case. There is no case because there is no evidence of what you are saying. You cannot just come and accuse somebody something and you expect that person to be removed from his office. That is very, very unfair if that should happen. And to those Nigerians or to those Igbos or anybody that do not like Akpabio, Akpabio is not forcing you to like him. I get him. We will like him. All of us from Akwa Ibom, we like Akpabio. All of us from the South region, we like Akpabio. It's not all this your noise will not stop Akpabio. We know that Akpabio is a good man. He has a family. He has his own children. Therefore, anybody that wants to use anything, sexual harassment or anything against Akpabio falsely will be oppose will be defeated. Are you getting me now? So this is the original intention of Natasha. The original intention of Natasha is to find a way to remove Godswill Akpabio as the Senate president so that they can go and talk about and investigate. No, that is completely wrong. That is completely wrong. The case is in the court. Allow the court to discuss or to come up with whatever they want to come up. And because you just say something to somebody, that is not enough evidence. So guys, this is the original intention of Natasha. The original intention of Natasha is to remove Godswill Akpabio from his seat, whether she say it's temporarily or not temporarily or whatever. Because when you remove Godswill Akpabio from the seat, are you going to bring another Akwa Ibom man to become the Senate president? Are you going to bring another person from the South South to be the Senate president? So this is a fight. This is political fight, and we understand it. But Natasha has failed in this game or in this blackmail against Godswill Akpabio until proven guilty or proven until when there is evidence. But as it stands now, there is no evidence of anything. And why do you wait? Because until when you were punished for disobeying the Senate rules. So anyway, guys, this is my conclusion in this case. Thank you very much and stay blessed and bye for now.